Hi there and welcome to my video. Today I'm going to make a simple spread in my art journal. Just kind of use some of the scraps I have on hand and just kind of play and get loose. This is the centerpiece that I'm going to use and possibly change color. We will see what happens. I am starting with a jelly print that I made and just kind of wanted to use that as the background to get rid of the white. And this is my adhesive. It is my satin fluid medium. I love using it. It's really easy to use. And I am going to spread it with my spatula. My silicone spatula makes everything easier as well. Covers a lot of ground very quickly. So I'm just kind of putting some scraps down. And the way I picked these was just by color and kind of just, I don't know if they interested me. They just stood out. So these are all jelly prints that I made myself, and that makes it a lot more fun to use in my work. And I'm not really thinking too much, just getting the papers down because I know I can change any shape that may pop up with some paint or other objects, other layers of paper. So this jelly print was interesting too. It was kind of a runoff piece, like a scrap piece, and then I just kept printing on it. So I thought it looked interesting. And I do put a little thin layer on top of all my papers with the satin medium because it helps them adhere and stay flat. So right now I'm using some heavy body green gold, one of my favorite colors, and then just some fluid white titanium. This is actually a fluid acrylic, which is a lot of fun to use because it has nice coverage, but it moves very easily. And I love making drips and kind of moving it around on the page. So I did add a little water to my brush to get the paint moving a little faster. And here I'm just taking the green gold and the titanium white and coloring the sides of the butterfly. For some reason, I just didn't want the blue in there. I wasn't really having a strong feeling about it, but I wanted to cover it up and give the butterfly a little more detail, just kind of something different than what was there. Part of the fun of making anything in my art journal is just to play and experiment and not worry so much about how it's going to turn out. It's a place to just generally zone out and have fun painting and collaging. So here is my favorite ink pad. It is a StazOn ink pad, which the ink is permanent, archival, smear resistant, everything. It's basically permanent ink. And I'm just kind of putting down some marks with a music stamp that I use a lot. We all have our favorite supplies. This is one of mine. And then I'm using another ink pad. It is Color Box white, and it just kind of is pretty opaque and strong for a white ink pad. So I like using that one as well. That little piece up there was bothering me, so just wanted to kind of even it out so it's easier to paint up there. Again, using the green gold and the titanium white a little bit, just making that kind of color. I wanted to take some of the fluid acrylic paint off and just kind of blotted it before putting down the focus point, which is the butterfly. So again, just using the fluid medium. I use a satin medium and putting it on top so it lays flat. It helps to really adhere it down and make sure it doesn't buckle. This is one of my favorite pens, the Posca paint pens. It's the fluorescent pink. And just kind of putting some shapes in there, playing around, seeing what works. I wanted to connect that pink up top So just drawing some lines. I think paint pens are one of the most fun things to use because they really add a nice finishing touch. And then I found this little piece of paper. This was a part of a jelly print as well. So just kind of filling in that spot. The blank spot kind of bothered me. And then this little piece of pink and blue was too much for me. So I wanted to kind of round off that sharp point and put something over it. And with art, like you can't explain why you do certain things, but when I'm working in my art journal, I just know that even if it doesn't make sense, I just go for it and see how it looks. So this is a part of a jelly print that I made with like a kind of a misty green color. And just putting it down with the satin medium. I wanted to kind of cover up the pink a little at the bottom. It just seemed like it was standing out so much to me. So I just added some more titanium white with the fluid acrylics. You could see that painting in the back. I'll add a little card up in the corner so you can watch that video if you'd like. And this is some more, this is actually an ink. It is warm gray, which is such a pretty color. You can really mix it with a lot of other colors to make them a little more natural looking, but by itself, it's really pretty as well. I recently got this new gold acrylic paint, so I wanted to just add a little shimmer with the feather stencil. So just using a foam brush, really easy to apply. And then adding the sentiment, which I like to do, kind of gives me a little bit of closure for the piece. And that's it. So really simple, fun, simple session of playing around in my art journal. Some fun details you can see there. And if you like this video, I am going to put 2 more of them just like them up here. Thanks so much for following along today. I really appreciate you being here, and I hope to see you again soon.